Trip Day 2.
Yeah, because we did the first one already.
So we've now slept in a hotel,
Yeah.
awake, gonna go see animals.
Yes, we're going to see lots of animals. So we'll go over 6 animals today. 5 main ones and a secret bonus animal.
Right, secret bonus animal at the end.
And while you can see...
I don't know if it's this one or not.
No.
Okay.
And while you can see all of the animals on the Facebook posts and LinkedIn posts I make, you cannot see the bonus animal, so you have to come here and watch the episode.
That's right. Yes, the bonus animal is only on the podcasts, whether
Yeah.
audio or video. That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, so trip day 2. The day was spent in Cincinnati, Ohio. We got to see many animals that we haven't seen in a while because we haven't been to the zoo in 5 years. I
That
think.
particular zoo.
Yeah, Cincinnati Zoo. And there's also new habitats like the Asian elephant trek and stuff. We won't get to that because there's just too many animals to cover.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Big
that
zoos.
was cool. It was, yeah. And then after some complications, we did also visit the Cincinnati Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
We also did it backwards, but I think it was better the way we did it, actually.
Yeah. We walked in and paid, but we had come in the back door, so then we somehow accidentally snuck down the exit elevator and got in without showing our tickets to anybody. But we did pay.
We did pay.
Just we never showed anybody that we
Because,
paid.
so...
It was really weird.
The reason is that it was in a train station, and you go in on the top floor, and then there's like 2 side areas, and each side's actually a museum. And we saw the banner, but there was no obvious entrance, and then the elevator was like
Right there.
right there,
Right-
and it
right
like
there.
was labeled with the museums downstairs. So we went downstairs and entered the museum, but what we didn't realize is that was a back door.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So, but first,
So we illegally entered.
yeah. Anyway, but first up, we also another one more thing. It is weird because like as we went through the back, it was like almost like a ramp going up.
Yeah.
And then like the ramp goes to the up, so basically there's the 2 floors, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of went down and then like this, and then the actual main museum floor goes like this.
It was really weird.
So yeah. Anyway, on to the zoo with our first animal, and Dad will like this animal very much.
It's the penguin Popo.
Yep.
See, he's even in his little blue law enforcement outfit.
Okay, so this is
See?
the little blue penguin, Eduptula minor, the smallest species of penguin. I believe they might even be a little smaller than this plush.
Yeah, maybe. And I have actual photographs of them, and in the light, if it hits them right, they really are kind
Yeah,
of
one of the photos
really
I took,
blue.
you can see kind
Yeah,
of.
they're like
yeah.
really, really blue if the light catches them.
So
just
they're
right.
in class Avis because they're birds. They can't fly though, because they're penguins. But
they swim. They fly in the water.
And then order Svenskiformis and family Svenskidae.
Sven Svenguli?
That's just those are the order and family that penguins are in.
Sven Svenguli.
No, but okay. And then their height is about 1 foot to 1 foot 1 inch, so not very tall. Kind of like your head, yeah. Okay, and then they can weigh about 3.3 pounds.
Heavier than this, but
Yeah.
not much.
They're
Actually, probably not much.
So they're piscivores, which means they eat like fish, and they'll also probably eat things like squid and stuff. And the habitat, which is the rocky coasts, coastal waters, sandy coasts, and islands of New Zealand.
And they do this a lot.
Now, you may be confused because the little penguin is famous for being from Australia, and you'd be right. However, there's technically 2 species. There's little blue penguin, Eduptula minor, and the Australian little penguin, Eduptula nova hollandiae, which is also found in New Zealand.
We probably
Butcher all that, yeah.
slaughtered those
Yeah,
words.
we slaughtered those words. But it's Latin, and according to everyone, when I told them I took Latin, Latin's a dead language, so it doesn't matter.
Except that we use it every day.
Yeah,
But other
exactly.
than that,
Yeah, but anyway, but the thing is that like they weren't they weren't even really proposed as separate species until 2016, and the IUCN says they're different but the same species. So honestly, and it's kind of like
They're both penguin popo.
They're both little blue penguins. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, technically I ID'd this one as the New Zealand one, but there's a good chance the ones at the zoo are actually the Australian one. But you know, they're basically identical. So,
Penguin
and again,
popo.
Just how complicated taxonomics are. I mean, even I just realized while checking some things. Technically, I brought the wrong rhino figure for the last podcast because it's a different subspecies. But like, it doesn't really matter. I think from now on with the podcast, unless it's very obvious, I might just stop with the subspecies because I think it's just confusing.
It's very confusing. Yeah, some species is like their toenails are longer. Or something.
Actually, there's a really good example of subspecies in this episode we'll get into.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is the penguin, and let's get out.
They were adorable.
Yes. And we have all birds of the world, which includes
of the
penguins, because they are birds.
Birds.
All right, so 192 is Birdtown. More than that. A little more than that.
It could almost be a penguin popo.
192. Yeah, so actually, I think that's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, all penguins are on this one page.
Oh, look at that! It's a page o' penguins.
And the little
kinda do that.
he's blocking his
Oh
own
dear.
species.
There we go. Blocking his own species.
So this is the little blue penguin.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and this one might even call them different subspecies. No, this one just only recognizes Idupula minor. See, it's they're not even sure, to be honest. It's kind of debated, but yeah. Point is, small blue penguin from Oceania. There.
Penguin popo.
So yeah, my dad came up. So the actual story behind my dad's ridiculous joke that no one asked for is he was doing research about some zoos, and he saw at North Carolina Zoo that scooters have a
Speed limit.
of 6 miles an hour. So of course his logic is that penguins enforce it. And so he
Penguin
came up-
popo.
And then of course the first zoo we go to with penguins has little blue penguins. And he's like, penguin popo. So, yeah. This is why living with my dad is not advised. But a couple other things, actually. Did you know that the Cincinnati Zoo has the largest colony of that species in North America?
Like, there were a lot of them.
Yeah, there was a lot
there
of
were
them.
there.
And I also said they're the smallest penguin species. They schmoll.
Yeah.
Okay. On to the next
Slide
thing.
2.
Oh, wait. I'm not in slideshow mode. There. Now it looks slightly better.
Now slide 2.
We have the eastern black and white calabash monkey.
Oh yeah, these guys are cool looking.
The limbs
Wait,
aren't.
his hands are.
His-
He's doing a dance move. He's.
To be clear, his limbs aren't proportioned properly.
Yeah,
Because I don't know why people love to do that with monkeys. They're like, give them arms longer than the Mississippi. But yeah. So anyway,
He needed a little.
Hair.
Yeah, he needed to go to Divas.
But that's because
Go to Divas.
they're also called the mantled goriza, which Calabas goriza is their scientific name. So, but yeah, so basically they are a very pretty monkey species from the Congo, Central Africa. So like
Black and
mostly
white.
the Congo rainforest.
Monochrome animal.
Yeah, my dad has some conspiracy theory that all animals were monochrome before colored film, and then most animals change to color except a few.
Just to adapt to the new
So
technology.
if any of you are somehow like 100 years old, please comment how he's wrong. There, I formed engagement. I didn't know.
It's
Anyway,
like, comment below.
yeah. Anyway, so class Mammalia, order Primates, family Ceropithecidae. So, either look up the the families and like orders and stuff if you're interested, or read it off the slide if you're watching this visually, because I can't pronounce English words anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, so length in real life is about 1'11" to females and 2 foot to males. So they're roughly 2 feet long. That also that might include their tails. Sometimes their tails are counted, sometimes it's not. It's very hit or miss. Their diet, they're mainly folivores, so they mainly eat leaves and stuff. But they will eat, things like fruit and stuff. And they weigh from 17 to 20 pounds in
Give you a thumbs up.
females, and 21 to 30 pounds in males. So, not huge, but definitely bigger than the penguins.
They are lanky. but not
yes, not quite this lanky.
Yeah.
And then they live in dry forests, swamps, savannas, rainforests, rivers, and around rivers and mountains. So they mainly live in semi-forested areas because savannas also tend to have a little more trees than other grasslands. So yeah. What are you pointing at? No one can see what he's pointing at. Yes, you're on the slide, Mr. Colobus Monkey. So, also, I said these kind of resemble coattails. There's one image you can really see well on the slide, even though that monkey's face is blocked, and then you can see the other monkey's face, but nothing else. Very, very, very helpful. And then, also some interesting facts. In the wild, this species is hunted by chimpanzees. Yeah, chimpanzees will, like, herd them up in the trees and either catch them and kill them or wait for one to fall and then some waiting on the ground will grab them. Yeah, life's rough, man. And also you're hunted by large birds of prey like the crowned eagle and even leopards occasionally. So, hard knock life being a colobus monkey. But speaking of that, they have alarm calls, and we actually got to see them use their alarm calls at the zoo because there was a service dog, and apparently that triggered them to do their alarm calls. I mean, once the dog left, they chilled out. They weren't, like, freaking out or anything, but it was very interesting to see them actually use one of their, like, behaviors that you normally don't get to see because zoos don't usually use predators as enrichment. Unsurprising.
No, there's a lot of zoos we go to where the gazelles can see the cheetahs.
That's actually more the predators are enriched. The prey, because the prey doesn't even know they're necessarily a threat. They just don't.
Oh, because they grew up there?
Yeah, they don't react to it. But the predators, it stimulates them more. Also for
So
humans,
every morning, one cheetah wakes up and says to the other, I know what we're going to do today.
Okay, we're looking for primates.
What are we going to do today, Breen? Same thing we do every day, Pinky.
All right, so page 143 begins the old world. So yeah, family Cercopithecidae is the old world monkeys. So all the monkeys that live in like Europe, Asia, and Africa. Well, there's one naturalized species in.
Look at all those monochrome monkeys.
Yeah, so this is the genus we're talking about. The one we're specifically talking about, actually, these are all subspecies. So, but kind of like these here is more what we saw. But yeah, very
monochrome.
Yes, they are monochrome, except their eyes are probably
very pre-1938.
Their eyes look like brownish red, so that's not monochrome.
That was their nod to Technicolor.
Okay. Good for you, Dad. Alright. Next up, we have our first reptile of the trip we're going to discuss. And I have the most adorable little plush of it.
Oh, yeah, I remember this guy.
So this is the dusky pygmy rattlesnake.
Pardon his husky fur.
Yeah, we live with 2 Siberian Huskies, so that's part of life.
That's a good way to say it. We live with them. That's exactly how that works.
So this is class Reptilia, as we discussed. Order Squamata, which is snakes and lizards. And then family Viperidae, which is like vipers.
He doesn't really carry around his own little piece of land. I think that's just...
Yeah, that's so what it's supposed to do is you...
Oh, it's a magnet.
Yeah, you put it like here.
Oh, look at that. And then... Look at that.
Now I have a little... You were really bad at that. Oh my lord. There we go.
Go.
All right, I have a little snake now. Yep. I forgot what brand this was. Aurora. They make some cute plushies, and they're just good enough that I can ID them as some random animal they weren't intended to be. Anyway, these are pygmy rattlesnakes because they grow from 1'4" to 2 feet, which for a snake, like its whole length, that's quite small.
Garter snake.
Yeah, but realize this is a rattlesnake.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's got a little rattle that it can rattle. Yeah. Which is a warning mechanism to be like, hey, don't come near me or I'll bite you.
Yeah, he's not rattling to challenge you
Yeah.
to like a dance-off in the parking lot at noon.
No.
He is rattling to tell you he would rather just not.
Not, yeah. Anyway, they do eat small animals, so like mice and stuff. Not
I'm a
Dad,
small animal.
Not you. You're too big. Not the penguin. The penguin popo's too big. The monkey's also too big.
Okay.
These guys live in temperate coniferous forests, marshes, savannas, deciduous forests, sandy coasts, and rivers in the southeastern United States. Also, temperate coniferous is like the big pine stands they have down there, and technically those are also kind of counted as savannas, and there's also certain wetlands that are counted. It's very complicated. Biomes get kind of weird down in the southeast U.S., to be honest. But anyway,
And there's murder pigs.
yes. Well, no, that's more southwest U.S. Southeast U.S. has the invasive hogs.
Louisiana.
No, that's the invasive hogs. Those aren't native.
Those aren't actual murder pigs?
The-
I was going to be fine.
Yeah, those are actual pigs. Murder pigs are kind of in their own family, adjacent to pigs. They still would murder you though. Anyway, so this is a subspecies, the dusky pygmy rattlesnake, which is more gray and with small brown spots,
See? Here, look.
and is found in the southeastern U.S. specifically. Its scientific name is Sistris miliaris barbouri. There's also the western one, which is found more like Louisiana, Texas, somewhere over there. And then there's the Carolina pygmy rattlesnake,
That's where we were.
Sistris miliaris, which we saw at zoos like the Carolina Zoo. I know, big. And those, I believe, have more orange on them. Of course, there's lots of color variation, but there's
Just like in
so you
people
see,
and
that's
penguins
how
and-
subspecies tend to work. It's like there's 3 different subpopulations that just tend to have different colors and live in slightly different areas because, the habitats are different.
I think we all think of like lions and tigers, which are basically the same colors. Most animals are some variant of
Yes.
their color.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but so that's how subspecies work. I think that's a pretty good example.
Yeah.
I hope.
And snakes, so he has his tongue out permanently. They don't actually have it out permanently, but they have it out a lot. Because when we say they smell, they actually like taste the smell.
Yeah, like they bring it in and their special like organs.
So that's how they're sniffing, effectively.
Yeah.
Is through taste. Through their tongue. You know how like something's really nasty, you can like taste it? Snakes do that all the time.
Also,
if it's
this-
really nasty smell and you're like, ugh, you can taste that. They do that all the time. So if you didn't take a shower, the snake's highly offended.
Also, this is cool because I got this at the Indianapolis Zoo. And I randomly ID'd this specific subspecies of rattlesnake, and then the Cincinnati Zoo had specifically that subspecies of rattlesnake in their like manatee building, which is like southeast U.S.
And then we went to the state that these actually live in.
the other subspecies that Carolina. So yeah, that was just kind of cool that happened coincidentally.
Yeah.
So yeah. Unfortunately, no book. My snake book does not have the pygmy rattlesnakes in it. Hopefully one day I have a book of like most major groups of animals with every species, but those aren't very common because apparently no one else wants an encyclopedia of every species and subspecies. I don't know why. But anyway, so yeah, that is the dusky pygmy rattlesnake. And now we're on to a very unique animal. The eye. Also, they don't really wear Duke.
They don't really wear a little Duke bandana.
Duke University bandana. So to briefly mention, we did go to Duke University's Lemur Center. We will be talking about that another day because that was part
It was a
of the
big deal.
trip.
It was a
But
big- yeah.
for now, we're just going to focus on the eye because even though they have them there, we only saw them at the Cincinnati Zoo.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to mention it because also, so all 4 of these I actually got on the trip. All these plushes.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
See, it is a business expense, and it's totally not justification for buying unnecessary things.
Asterisk, note to the IRS.
Yeah. Note to the IRS, asterisk, in bold font, italicized, note to mom.
Note to the mom RS.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Deubetona madagascariensis is class Mammalia, order Primates, family Deubentonidae, which is its own family, but order Primates, it is a primate. It's actually a lemur, which makes sense because that's the Lemur Center.
And let me like their eyes are bigger than this
A little
one here,
bigger,
a little
yeah.
bit bigger than this, because they are nighttime.
Yes, they are
creatures.
nocturnal animals. They were in the nocturnal house, which is why my image is red.
dark. Yeah.
Because they use red light because actually red light's very interesting. I've been learning a lot about it where animals don't notice it as much. So it's great for people to see. And it's really interesting that they're starting to use it a lot more in like underwater exploration. And they're seeing way more animals because the bright white lights aren't scaring or permanently blinding the animals they're observing.
Animals that just totally aren't used to seeing true
it
white
literally
lights.
can just burn their eyes out like almost
Yeah.
instantly.
It's like you having night vision on and somebody blasting a high intensity.
I still think
flashlight
it's
in your
crazy
face.
because somewhat. Okay, this is a little tangent, but I love when people go on tangents on podcasts. Anyway, we might have talked about this before, but there was one woman scientist. Sorry, I don't remember her name.
Look it up.
Was like she made this little device that mimicked a glow in the dark, I think jellyfish or squid or something, that specifically glows to attract a bigger predator, what's being hunted by one of its predators. So the bigger predator eats its predator. And she's like, I'm going to use this. And everyone kept saying it's not going to work. 86 seconds into its first one, a new species of squid to science appeared. 86 seconds.
Needless to say, it worked.
It worked. So, yeah. But anyway, so red light's very interesting for animals observation and study. But yeah, so the eye is nocturnal. They are about 1'2" to 1'5" and weigh about 4 pounds. And they are omnivores, but they mainly eat things like grubs. And how they do it is they have this extra long and thin middle finger. This plush doesn't have it, but they have this extra long, thin little middle finger on their hand. And they go somewhere, and they tap on the wood, and they use their big ears and listen, because they're echolocating. So they tap down there.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Edith Witter, is that her? Electronic jellyfish. A fake electronic jellyfish. Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Edith Witter is the marine biologist and engineer. Witter, I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. Invented the eye in the sea camera system utilizing human safe red light and a fake electronic jellyfish lure to film elusive deep sea life. And using her optical probing system to help her capture the first ever video recordings of a live giant squid. The first ever recordings of. So kids, craziest idea you got? Rock on, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to crazy ideas. So I was talking about how the eye echolocates. So they tap with their big middle finger. I'm not flipping you guys off. I'm demonstrating, okay?
And the middle finger is like twice as long.
You can kind of
as the
see
others.
it on this Wikipedia image from Nomis
And you'll see
Simon.
them just standing
I don't know
perfectly
what that
still,
is.
just doing this.
And then they'll listen.
Yeah.
And then if they hear a grub, they use their teeth. They have special, kind of almost like a rodent-looking teeth, and they gnaw a hole.
Yeah.
And then they stick their finger in to the hole the grub's in, and they take it out, and then they eat the grub.
So do they have teeth like rodents that keep growing, like beavers? And
I don't know if
whatnot?
they keep growing, but they're shaped the same way.
Same way.
So they can, I don't think they keep growing. That's
Okay.
that's a pretty unique. I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but yeah. Again,
this is-
I don't know everything. Just so people know, I'm not
that's the whole
omnipotent.
point. We learn every day. We learn
Yeah,
more.
I mean, I learned so many things on
This
this
is,
trip.
I mean, reasonably accurate to size. I mean,
Also, this is the only plush of this thing that exists, and
Ever in the
they had
world,
it
yeah.
custom made. So
Yeah.
you take what you can get.
yeah, because of the Duke sponsored Lemur Center, they
Yeah.
had these.
I mean, the only thing is, I wish the hands were a little more because II hands are just. So
Did you bring your
unique.
lemur research book we
Yes, we'll get there.
Okay,
We do
okay.
books after the side.
bought? Okay.
He's ruining
Books
all the
are,
surprise.
and yes, books can become outdated, but they're a great source
Especially
for
with-
factual
yes.
information to then go do your research into current. But it gives you a good, solid base of
Especially
accuracy.
with lemurs because they constantly make new discoveries. So every
Yeah.
book's literally like outdated by the time it's published.
Yeah,
with
but it's a
lemurs.
good foundation reference to start with,
Yeah.
rather than just climbing on the internet and having them tell you that little blue penguins have little cop cars.
Yeah, that's all his. The AI listened to him. That's all his fault.
I trained all the AI. Just assume that going forward.
And then also, what was I going to talk about? Also, so they are very, I will say, creepy looking. I like them, but they can be creepy looking.
They are a little odd.
And there are
looking,
actually
yeah.
certain cultures in Madagascar that kind of views them as like evil night spirits or something.
Yeah.
It's not.
I could see it would be a little creepy if you turned around at night and there was.
And it was
They're
also
a
on
little
the
weird
wood
looking.
going like.
Yeah, just yeah. That's the opening to a Friday the 13th movie,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Because we were driving, and I swear we heard like Jason Voorhees. That's the main character.
Yeah.
Well, that's the slasher of that movie.
Yeah.
Well, not the first movie. All the other
Well-
movies. Technically, he died, and his mom's the villain of the first movie. And
Kid safe. We don't need murderers. We don't need murderers.
Sorry, I went on a tangent. It's my friend's hobby, so I know a bit about it. I'm sorry. Anyway, see, I just like to be accurate on everything. Okay?
All the background.
All the background. You learn too much here. I'm kidding. Anyway, so you can cut that, whatever. Just see, I gave you something to edit.
There, I get to edit
I know
now.
you love editing.
love
like,
editing.
Isn't editing like your least favorite part of your job?
Oh, it depends on what I'm editing. Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, very interesting. And also, so it was actually thought that like all of the people in Madagascar were kind of didn't like this thing, but then they realized it was just certain cultures because, unsurprisingly, not everyone from the same place has the same culture. It's very interesting the amount of times we've had to figure that out.
Some people in Louisiana do not like spicy food. Most of them are kicked out of the state
Oh my!
for that
goodness.
reason.
See,
but
this is okay. We have to cut that too. Great job, Dad. Anyway, speaking of that lemur book we were talking about, I got the Lemurs of Madagascar 5th edition.
this is how many lemur species
There's
there are.
over 100.
It's insane.
Not to mention extinct lemurs. Then it gets crazy. But yeah, also, this is really nice. It's organized by like major families. Lemur life list. Well,
all the ones you've seen,
I've
and when
never-
you saw them. And,
I've never been to Madagascar though, so that's.
well, new trip.
I don't want to fly all the way there. That's horrible.
We'll swim.
That sounds even worse. This is why Dad's not allowed outside. He has horrible.
But
ideas.
seriously, who would have thought? I mean, look at this. Who would have thought there's enough lemurs to fill?
And they're
this
still
book?
discovering new ones.
That's crazy.
Because some of them are really tiny, like mouse lemurs are literally mouse-sized. Oh, I randomly opened to the II page, I think.
Aye. Oh yeah, look at that. So there's their long finger in the middle there.
Well, actually, the diagrams of their hands are down here, so you can
Oh.
see that's the finger they use. And you can see even their skeleton, it's there.
Yeah, it's like really
And they have
long.
big eyes for nocturnal, big ears for echolocation.
and like try and move your middle finger. Your other ones probably move. He can move that so specifically and independently, and just.
Also, these
And
guys-
so all the little insects are, and they're like, "Mommy, I don't want to go to bed. There's a monster under my bark." I don't know.
And then, yeah, so they live on Madagascar, as all lemurs do, and they live in dry forest, rainforest, mountain, and rural areas. So, well, rural is more people moved into their forest and made it a farm. That's less so they live on farms, but, you know, that's how the world works now.
That's how
So,
the
yeah.
world works now.
So that's the II. So,
Aye.
what do you think our last species, that main species, is going to be?
The surprise or the main
The main one,
species.
not the surprise.
And where were we? Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Bengal.
Like their sports team?
Yeah, Bengal
No,
tiger.
no, it's
Bengal tiger.
Meat.
Cincinnati Bengals tigers. So wouldn't it be a Bengal tiger?
Meat
Maybe that's the surprise. Oh yeah, look this little guy.
Torvosaurus. And yes, we
Torvosaurus.
3D printed him. I think it's Dragon Artist. I think like 15 or Dragon Artist 16. Like made the actual model, but
Yeah, we
very
3D printed
graciously, most of their models are free.
Yeah.
On things like Printable. So, but I do want to credit them because
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah,
nice.
it's a really good. It's a really good model.
Dragon Art.
Dragons are us. No.
No. It's Dragon Artist 15. I was right. Yes.
Dragon
Artist.
Artist
They make
15.
really good figures.
So if you're looking to 3D print any of your own models, we recommend
actually,
them.
this might be recording it. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a bearded dragon right here. Very pretty little bearded dragon.
Cool.
But yes, anyway, today we're here to talk about Torvosaurus tanneri. Not Torosaurus. That's like a big triceratops.
Torbosaurus, right?
What? Torvosaurus. There's a V.
Oh, but in most languages, V is pronounced like B. Torvosaurus? Is it Torvosaurus or Torvosaurus? Kind of that soft B.
You can do either one. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, TORV.
My entire life, I said Dimetrodon or Dimetrodon as Dimetrodon,
Yeah.
or Parasaurolophus is Parasaurolophus. Like it.
Parasaurolophus is how they say it.
You
at
know
the
what?
museum.
Pronunciation is subjective.
Pronunciation. Don't you worry about your pronunciation, kids.
Okay. So Torvosaurus Tannerai. It's a reptile. Yes. All dinosaurs are reptiles, and all birds are dinosaurs. So technically, all birds are reptiles, but that's fun. Clade Sarusia, not order, but so Sarusia is the lizard-hip dinosaurs, which are the ones that evolved into birds, and Ornithischia is the bird-hip dinosaurs that did not evolve into birds.
So I made.
Great job,
I don't
guys.
think it was this museum that I made this observation.
No, it was not.
But everybody talks about these little teeny
His arms are actually relatively developed.
Well, yeah,
by the way.
relatively. But there was a
Shouldn't
display.
you say that for that podcast?
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I'll tune back in for podcast probably not 8 or 9 of this series.
It's either 9 or like 11 or something.
It's like one of the later.
It's the last one. Actually.
Okay, so keep watching this series, and we'll get there. And I had a very interesting observation. And apparently, I'm genius because
Yes.
it is current research.
He was very smart. He will never make that small of an observation again.
Everybody gets one.
And then family Megalosauridae, which includes Megalosaurus. So this guy's related to the first dinosaur ever discovered.
Nice.
Yes, you may hear it's Iguanodon. I think sometimes they switch around. They're both. We can just say they both won. Okay. I mean, if we can have participation trophies, they can both
Found
have
on the
first
same
place.
day, right before and after lunch. What?
I don't know. I think maybe Megalosaurus was found first, but maybe Iguanodon was like ID'd first or something. I don't know. But yeah, so Torvosaurus tannerai, length 30 foot long and weighed 2.6 to 2.2 to 2.6 tons. Yeah, and despite that, you don't know about it, and why that's interesting. Well, unless you do know about it, in which case, base.
In which case, you do.
Yeah, but if you don't know about it, it's because it lived with Allosaurus. But Allosaurus is more famous.
Allosaurus had better PR,
But here's the interesting
better
thing.
marketing team.
The top, on my slide, you can see the top image. The top image is at the museum we went to, a skeleton of adult Allosaurus fragilis and a skeleton of an adult Torvosaurus tannerai. What do you notice?
They're both dead.
Yes. Torvosaurus dwarfs Allosaurus.
Oh.
Which is so interesting because, usually there's one documentary based in Europe which technically has different species of both of these genuses, by the way. Mm-hmm. So Torvosaurus actually does have, this species is from North America, the Morrison Formation, where most of your famous Jurassic animals were found. But there's also a species of Torvosaurus and a species of Allosaurus in Europe, possibly species in Africa, and Torvosaurus might even have a species in South America. So they are quite wide. Also realize the continents are all different, so these all could have been. I'm not exactly sure all the
what
continents.
we currently call
Yes.
is what we should say.
Yes, because they all were different, and
Yeah. And still, nobody agrees on how many continents there are on the planet. Various countries, anywhere from 5 to 11.
I do
or
think
something.
it's weird that Europe and Asia are different continents.
But in some countries they're not.
I
considered.
kind
They're
of get it because the nature's so different between the two.
But it's supposed to be land mass. But then
I know.
And then the Norwegian countries sometimes
also
are called their own. And
Central America just is whatever it wants to be.
it can be south. It can be north.
And,
it can be
and
central.
like, as far as I can tell, a lot of them a lot of Central American life leans more South American. But at the same time, it was originally like 99% of it, because the connection happened in Panama. Most of it was part of North America. I think a lot of it counts as North America, but in Planet Zoo, it's counted as with South America. So it's
But then Europe, Asia, Eurasia, some consider
technically Africa's connected. So should Africa be part of it?
Africa.
Unless are we counting the Panama Canal and Suez Canal as continent breaking?
Wherever you took geography determines how many continents you think there are in the world.
Okay, we all agree Antarctica is its own continent, though, right?
Yes, that's.
I hope so, because that one's pretty obvious. It's by itself.
And there's really only one ocean, but
we can split them up
because it's just easier to keep track of.
And most animals,
In our heads.
because the life mixes so much in the Indo-Pacific. We call it the Indo-Pacific, even though technically it's part of the Indian Ocean, part of the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, so
That was your geography lesson for the day.
I think I get why my mom doesn't understand geography.
Yeah, it's nobody.
Anyway.
We're all making it up as we go.
Yeah, anyway, so yes, I think it's so interesting how Torvosaurus is much bigger, and you think would be like, more interesting because, public's like, bigger? Oh my god, yeah. But Allosaurus is the more famous species, genus.
Yeah.
And species, you could say. It's technically not wrong to say that, but genus feels more accurate to say. Anyway, so the Morse information the Morse information covers a lot of different areas, so like it includes hot deserts, mangroves, shrublands, savannas, lakes, and rivers. But they're all like, I think it was like deserts were like, I'm not exactly, I want to say deserts were to the north, which doesn't sound right, but like deserts are. So the point is that there was lots of different habitats that these animals lived in.
I know someone named Kike.
I don't know. It's my mouse pad that you got me, probably. I don't know. Anyway, or let's be honest, probably one random thing Grandma got from one of her 800 gift baskets. Anyway, yeah, so Torvosaurus, very interesting. Also, it's just so big, and also, the skeleton mount we saw is the only skeleton mount of it in the world.
The only, like, full...
Yeah. And the fact that they put it next to Allosaurus, which I think is just cool.
Just to body shame Allosaurus for being so tiny.
Allosaurus gets so much love in the paleo community. I think it's nice that this museum's like, yeah, he's cool and all, but, he kind of gets mogged by Torvosaurus. If you don't know what that means, yeah, I don't really know what that means either. Anyway, we have another side here, though, so we can see the Allosaurus and Torvosaurus. Allosaurus is in the foreground, Torvosaurus in the background. And technically, there's some Apatosaurus stuff in the further background. Which they both lived with and would have probably hunted, probably either ganged up on, and so probably would have hunted sick and young. Even though these predators are massive, I don't think one of them is taking out a full-grown, healthy sauropod. Like, let's think about this for a second. Yes, think about a lion. Yes, some prides of lions do hunt young elephants. But have you ever heard of a lion or a pride of lions taking down a full-grown bull elephant?
Isn't there, like, one isolated island? Or something where the lions have gotten bigger and do that, or back in history or something.
I know there's an area, there's some areas in Africa where the lions have specialized in hunting young elephants.
Okay. I thought there was an area where, like, they were so isolated that the bigger, stronger lions actually hung around.
That's a whole thing about, like, island dwarfism, island gigantism.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I literally want to do a couple episodes on island stuff because, like, there used to be islands where swans were bigger than elephants.
Nice.
Or, like, islands where...
Is that how we get down-filled mattresses?
No.
Instead of down-filled pillows?
Or there used to be islands where pterosaurs were the apex predators. And, like, so think of Quetzalcoatlus, right?
Yeah.
This is more for him. Think of Quetzalcoatlus.
Yeah.
Stockier.
Yeah.
And purposely made to hunt things on the ground. Yeah. Or
like Big Bird, but with hunting.
There used to also be islands where storks were bigger than. Actually, that might have been the same island. Maybe there was just an island where elephants were small and birds.
Islands do weird things to populations because of that isolation.
Also, one more thing about this other picture you can see. So you might be able to see the diagram of the skeleton of Torvosaurus. Anything that's orange is real bone. Anything that's white is. Actually, no. Anything that orange is cast. Sorry. Anything that's white is real bone.
It's real bone.
So some of the skull and most of, like, the ribs and, like, vertebrae and the hip bones of the Torvosaur skeleton are real fossils, which is very cool.
Cool.
Also, yes, a lot of museums have full or partial casts. There's a couple reasons they do this. It allows them to keep the fossils more safe, allows them to study the fossils while still educating people about them, allows them to fill in blanks of... Because finding a complete fossil is like the holy grail.
Yeah.
You don't find that. You're lucky. So many fossils are just teeth.
Yeah.
There's so many Spinosaurus teeth found because they fell out like sharks and crocodiles that they literally, you can just buy a Spinosaurus tooth on Amazon for like $10.
Billions of
them. And it's
them,
a Spinosaurus tooth. Like, no one debate. And it's just that there's so many. It's okay. Yeah.
Well, and also sometimes to pose them in realistic poses, the real fossils are so heavy,
Yeah.
and or delicate that would be difficult
Or, for
or
example,
dangerous.
Sue, the T-Rex at the Flea Museum, the most complete T-Rex,
Yeah.
her real skull is partially
Oh, yeah.
crushed,
Yes.
and is really heavy,
Yes.
and is studied a lot.
Yeah.
So it's in a main case in the front of the exhibit, while Sue in the back has a replica skull.
Right. Right.
So no, casts are still cool. I still count it as seeing a fossil.
Yeah.
But to me, then seeing the real one's a special treat.
Yeah. Like I have a cast of a tooth from Sue.
Of Sue.
Yeah.
And trust me, it's a cast. That thing was.
Yeah.
I didn't know this at the time because I was like 5. I think that thing was like $120 or something. Well, actually,
Because
back
it's very detailed and
actually
accurate.
back then it's probably cheaper.
It was very accurate. Yeah.
We bought this ages ago. Probably not that expensive.
Yeah.
We beat inflation. Whatever. Anyway, I have to find Torvosaurus in my. Oh, this. So there's 2 of these books. There's this book, Dinosaur World, and then there's a Prehistoric World, which is mammals. And I really love these books. When it was written, I believe they have basically every species, and just a nice picture with a name, meaning, when it lived, size, diet, and the occasional animal gets its own page
own spread, yeah.
with some extra information.
So again, a lot of good general detail to kind of get you.
I just also
need
this
to
is
be.
really nice when I'm on my unnecessary, complicated tangents of like I'm gonna take these 10 mini ankylosauruses that were
Classify
made
them.
as something else because some companies just like let's just add to a tube. A very reasonable thing to do. I'm just like I'm gonna break my neurosystem trying to figure out what this could be. So let's see if I can find. Oh, Megalosauridae, perfect. So right here. Oh, it has its own page. Let's go to its own page. Here is
Oh,
Torvosaurus.
don't knock everybody unconscious.
Yeah, there's Torvosaurus. I believe this is just representing a general one because of it, a longer snout than Allosaurus, more round on the top, no major head ornamentation compared to like Allosaurus, which has very large, like more pronounced. I believe they're what's it, post-orbital horns or something. But yes, they lived with Allosaurus and Ceratosaurus. But it probably had hunted. Yeah, and the reason you can have all these predators in the same habitat is because they hunted different things, because different sizes. So
So yeah, these are really good illustrations. So this is illustrated by Julius Casotny.
Yeah.
Csotonyi. Really good, kind of
They're
accurate
re-
illustrations.
yeah, and even in the back, there's like a segment of like not 100% confirmed or more like fragmentary species. Like lots of them.
Yeah.
Like look at all this. Like, I mean, you can see how much I'm flipping.
Yeah.
And it's cool to just have them listed. And they have like he took one of his other drawings and just silhouetted it in a color to give you a general idea of what it probably looked like.
give you a reference.
Yeah, which is just really cool. It's helped me a lot with IDing and stuff. Or, if I bought something and realized that maybe I shouldn't have, I can just be like, oh, it's actually something else, guys. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. So anyway, that's all the main species. I did want to cover something from the... Did you see what that was?
What?
No, okay, you didn't say cool.
Well, it will show it on your screen if you went to it.
Well, I'm going to ask you, what do you think
okay.
the bonus animal is?
Numbat.
There's no numbat. There's no numbats outside of Australia. So no
horseshoe crab.
No, it's something we saw at Cincinnati Zoo or the Cincinnati Museum.
Crying child.
No, we don't talk about humans on this podcast unless we're like calling them lame. I don't know.
Cardinal.
No, okay, that would be North Carolina if I did that. But no. This is the Victoria
Oh
Crown.
yeah, Victoria Crown pigeon. With
Also,
they all have an attitude in photos.
Also, the top one is my dad's photo. The bottom one's my photo, with a masked lapwing. Again, I'd love to talk about it, but we don't have time. And in order to
Another day.
save money and not have my mom have a stroke, I did not purchase the plush of it. So anyway, Victoria Crown Pigeon, Gora Victoria. Yes, it's a pigeon, class Avis, order Calibiformes, family Columbidae. It is a pigeon. It's the largest pigeon. Length 2'5" to 2'6", and weight 5.3 pounds. That is quite large for pigeon. Also, dove. Dove and pigeon are basically interchangeable. Usually, doves are white ones, and pigeons are the rest of them. But technically, doves and pigeons... Technically, the main species of pigeon is called the rock dove. So, fun fact. You thought pigeons were gross and doves are awesome? Well, too bad. They're the same thing. Anyway, omnivorous diet, habitat swamps, rainforests, rivers, and mountains in northern New Guinea. And larger species, they're very like almost every zoo has one.
Yeah.
Or so.
Yeah.
But this one was interesting because I didn't catch it on film or anything, but we were standing there looking for the Guam rail, which is an extinct in the wild species being bred to be saved at zoos such as this one. And in that same habitat, they had this pigeon. And it did this thing where it stood and it like bent forward and made a very deep rumbling
Put its
call.
beak like really close to the ground. And made a very, very deep call over and over.
And we were like, why is it doing that? And we discussed some things, and our main hypothesis ended up being true. It was a territorial broadcast call.
Yeah.
So similar to you might have heard that elephants can like talk through vibrations in the ground, because the thing is they travel much further. That's what the pigeon was probably doing.
Yeah, that deep call aimed right at the ground
So it would transmit.
would transmit through the ground, and it would be kind of like a train coming on the tracks. Or,
So all the other pigeons, no, that's this pigeon's ground.
yeah.
Only this pigeon, the 27 Nicobar pigeons he's forced to live with.
We're like, yeah, whatever, dude. But yeah, if you feel the ground shaking between your toes, could be a territorial pigeon with a crown.
Yes, correct. They have a very you can kind of see it in my dad's photo.
Yeah.
They have this very like they're long, like sparse, kind of like almost like a lighter version of peacocks frill on their head.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very cool. So overall, that was fun, super fun day 2. Next up is day 4. Day 3 was a travel.
We're doing
day.
powers of 2.
Day 3 was a travel day.
Day 3 would travel day. That's
We
right.
might have seen common ravens on the road, but
And
we saw lots
turkey
of vultures.
vultures.
Also, we crossed the Mothman Bridge, and Mothman's kind of an animal, and he was last seen at that
And
bridge we
drinks
crossed.
Pepsi or something. Was it?
Well, we saw him. We crossed the bridge he was seen at last, and then after he disappeared from that bridge, it collapsed.
So he was obviously holding it up like Atlas.
Well, no, the thought is that he might be like either he caused it, or more likely, more likely in terms of a cryptid.
Yeah.
That he's an omen, like he was up like
He predicted.
or he was trying to warn us
Yeah.
that the bridge was going to collapse. The Point Pleasant, it's this bridge is on the border of Ohio and West Virginia, which we drove from Ohio to North Carolina, so we went through West Virginia and
So
Virginia.
the Department of Transportation's official position was Mothman's fault.
Yeah,
That's-
it was his fault.
that's where we're going with
100%
this.
the
Yeah.
Mothman.
Department of Transportation has released an official notice. Hey, we didn't do
I
that.
wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, but yeah, so next time we'll be talking about some zoos and aquariums in North Carolina. Hope you join us for that.
All right. Pinos
Bye.
out.